see if I can tag a few folks while we are waiting. Hello, thank you for joining. Thank you so much for joining. And that's funny, I can't see who is on at the moment. Um, if you have just joined, please share, share, share. Hit that share button. Hey, girl. Hey, brother. How are you? Make sure you share this live, you all. This is the second day of June. I love when the month of June. Hello, I see a Facebook user. If you go ahead on my page, you will see where you can accept the StreamYard so that we can see your name. And when you comment, we can post your comments up. Okay. You doing good, babe? I'm glad to hear that. Be sure to share. Thank you for joining. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be here. It's been a while. Hey, Tish Tish. Thank you for joining. And oh, see, I got pop-ups coming. Laugh out loud. Y'all know sometimes I have to laugh at myself. So, happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy hump day. You all know, I think it was yesterday, I put a post out that June is going to be an awesome month. Well, you know, every day is a great day for me, and I hope for you too as well. But I enjoy the month of June to the fullest, and it's been that way for like the past, I want to say like the past 4 months. And it's like that's been ever since, you know, my mom transitioned in July. And so the first year after my mother's transitioning, around the in the month of June, my spirit would like be down, right? And so I made a confession to myself that I would not take myself through that, right? Sometimes you have to actually speak to yourself, speak to your spirit. And that's what I did. And I said, listen, Tina, from this point on, the month of June will not be blue for you. The month of June will be the brightest month of the year, right? And so that's why I said June was going to be, that's one of my reasons why I said that June was going to be a great month for me. And also, I'm excited because I have so many Geminis around me. And so I have to, I get an opportunity to celebrate my Geminis, you know, my daughter. I have multitude of friends that their birthdays are in May and June. And my husband's birthday is in June. Okay. So so you see where I'm going with that. And so I'm surrounded around Geminis. So anyway, we're not gonna stay on that point because I have somebody in the background. As you all know, we have the professional credit diva um, in the studio waiting on us. I'm excited because I know a little, okay, because we've worked together plenty of times and we've been on air together, on the radio show together. We've collaborated and we're getting ready to collaborate in the future. So I wanted and I thought that it would be a great, hey, Tanya, babe. It would be a great idea to have the professional credit diva come on and speak with us. What better time? Because it's so many of us that are full-time employees, and not only full-time employees, but for those of you that are in the entrepreneurship world, right? And I was just thinking about it. It's like I was thinking on the business level, like a lot of times we don't think about how important it is to have credit. We really don't. We really don't um, think about how important credit is to us, and do we really understand credit, right? Because we will talk business all day long, our business ideas, endeavors, all of that, but we don't sit, hey, Steph, babe, thank you for joining. But we don't take the time seriously. We really don't get to the nitty gritty of the credit. And there's a couple of other things too, but tonight we're focusing on the credit because I just think about like when you start your business. Did anybody tell you that eventually, once you grow, if you plan on growing in your business, that you will eventually have to go to the bank and get some type of business credit, right? If you plan on growing. And so I just thought, what better time? Hey, Gab, thank you for joining. It would be to bring someone on that could not only talk to us about the credit as far as your personal, but your business as well, right? It's so, it's a win-win once you get the clear understanding of how you can make credit work for you, not you work for it. We need to know how we can have credit work for us. And so that's another reason why we have the credit diva here with us tonight, the professional credit diva. And so I am so excited to announce that we will be bringing the professional credit diva in just a second. If you all will allow us to go into a 30-second break. And once that 30-second break is over, we will bring the professional credit diva on. Okay. So you guys hold on to your seats. We're going to go into commercial real quick. And while we're doing that, make sure you hit that daggone share button and or tag somebody to come on in. Don't be selfish. Y'all know your sisters and brothers and your cousins and your uncles, whoever that is in business need to hear about credit. Let's stop half doing things, whether it's in your personal life and or in your business, so we can do things right and get things going. We think we work in the business now, but if our credit is on point, we don't have to take those shortcuts, right? I can't do that because my credit messed up. I can't do this because I can't get a house because my credit messed up. Oh, you can get a house. You can get a new car. You can get all the things that you want. Okay, so stay tuned. Stay right there. Be right back. Okay, here's commercial. Okay, so we are live. See, y'all, let me say this, girl. We always know when the energy is extra good because what do? We start laughing. You know what I'm saying? That's our introductory right there. You get a good smile and a laugh. So you all, thank you for stay tuning for us. And we right now have the professional credit diva, Miss Chanay Robinson here, that's going to give us everything on credit. Be sure to, I will eventually have the credit diva drop her information. So once this is all over, y'all make sure you are following the professional credit diva. Okay. So the comment box is wide open. You all make sure you put your comments down there. If you have any questions, any ideas, or anything that you would like to share that you think is going to not only help yourself or your friends, family, whomever, you might put something out there that Miss Professional Credit Diva might want to utilize herself. So come on, Miss Professional Credit Diva, come on and introduce yourself.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you so very much for inviting me to your entrepreneur runway. I love it, love it, love it. I am so excited to be here. I'm honored to be here, first and foremost. Secondly, let me also add to my title of professional credit diva, the owner and operator. I too am a Gemini, so I just want to say thank you for all of the love that you have shown to us Geminis out here. My birthday is actually June 16th, and I will be the big 50. So I'm excited
Woo!
to milestone. The
Okay.
50. And let me tell you, I remember back when I was in school, like elementary school and everything, my teachers, they were like 45 and 50. And I was like, oh my God, they are so old, like 45. Now, when someone is like, oh, they were born in the 70s or they're this old, or my parents, I'm like, that is not old. Who are you talking about?
Right.
So it's like, hey. I'm like, this is what 50 looks like, and I'm so excited, okay?
Give it up. What? Listen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So thank you. I am here. Let me ask you this. Do you guys have any questions? Is there anything specifically that you want to know, that you want to ask me about? I'm here for you guys to pick my brain personally for your credit, professionally for your credit. I have tons and tons of information. Some of the things you may know, some you may not know, some you may understand, but not really, grasp it all. I'm here to help any and everybody to answer anything, because to me, how can we win at the game of credit if we don't know how the game of credit works? So I'm here to break it down in bite-sized chunks, to put it in layman's terms so that we can understand it and utilize it and grow from it, and actually be able to benefit, from it. So many of us were taught not to use credit, but to I see your question, Darrell. How can you clean it? I'm gonna get right to that. But to use, not to have that bill lingering. And so we were taught to use cash, right? But in the long run, cash does not have, the dollar bill does not have a tracking mechanism on it. Unfortunately, the great world that we live in, cash, the way that you utilize credit is the rating system of this United States of America. That's how they can tell if you pay your bills, when you pay your bills, if you don't pay your bills, if you pay them on time. That's our rating system. A lot of countries don't even believe in, the credit system, but ours does. And so, unfortunately, when you buy something with cash, I don't know how you paid that bill. I don't know when you paid it, if you paid it on time, because there's no tracking mechanism in the. So the only way that we can tell how responsible or irresponsible someone is with credit or OPM, other people's money, which is what you're using when you get a loan, when you purchase a credit card or anything, is if you have credit, right? So it's just all about using it responsibly and paying it back responsibly, right? And so I'm here to break it down, to show you and explain to you how you can do it, how you can benefit from it, how you can actually use OPM, other people's money, to become wealthy. So to answer your question, how can you clean it? Credit repair is not actually cleaning your credit report. Credit repair is removing the incorrect items, the errors from your report. Okay. And so it's not removing the negative items, because quote unquote, that's kind of like against the law. So if you paid that Verizon bill or if you didn't pay that Verizon bill, know if you paid that Comcast or that Visa bill or if you didn't. So just removing the negative is against the law, because in fact it is possibly your bill. There are some instances where accounts have been opened up in other people's name and you may not, be aware of it, right? For the most part, we know if we defaulted on a loan or if we defaulted on an account. What the obligation is for the three big credit reporting agencies. And notice I didn't say credit bureaus, because when we think of a credit bureau, you think of a government agency, and you think that what they say is true, or it's written in stone. Let me just move this. Or it's written in stone. It's factual. The 3 top credit reporting agencies, because that's what they're agencies that report your credit.
Okay.
Are privately owned companies that have a president, they have a CEO, and they're in business to make money. The way that they make the bulk of their money is being able to upsell people that have bad credit into different repair programs and things of that nature, right?
Right.
What happens is they give you the information, but they give you a piece of the information. They don't give you the full part of what you actually need, so that you can actually remove or repair your credit. So what happens is the information that they report, it needs to be accurate across the board. So all 3 of the credit reporting agencies, they need to report accurate information. If any piece of information is incorrect or inaccurate or is an error, that is caused based upon their laws that the information can be removed from your credit report. So it's not removing the negative items, it's removing the incorrect items. And so as a side note for my clients, I go over their credit report in depth with them, right?
Right.
I go through step by step and I show them what's actually on their credit report. So if they have an item that is on their credit report that is incorrect, but it's a positive report, I'm not messing with it. It can be incorrect all day long, but if it's positive and it has been positive, me removing that positive report account from their report is going to hurt them.
Okay.
So I focus on removing the errors that are connected to negative reports. I don't go after the negative item. I go after the incorrect information on a negative report.
Gotcha.
Have the negative item removed because it has errors. So if my client has errors that is on a positive report, I'm not touching it.
Okay. So does that, because that will lower the score, right? The numbers will drop.
Yep.
Correct. Okay.
And so, and that's just my personal commitment to my clients. If it's positive, I'm not messing with it. It can have errors all up and down through it. But if it's positive, me myself, I'm not touching it, because that's going to do harm. But if it's negative and it has errors, all day long, I'm disputing. Also, on the flip side, if it is negative, but it's correct all across the board, I'm not touching it, because it's within the law. So I do factual disputing, and I also do Metro 2 disputing. Now, what I will look to see is the way that it's reporting also. If it's reporting incorrectly, but it has negative information that is correct, then I will go after how it's actually reporting on your credit report through Metro 2 processing, because Metro 2 is the laws that the credit reporting agencies developed.
Okay.
To govern how they report your credit. So a lot of times they are in violation of how they actually report your credit information on your credit report.
Wow.
So there are different techniques. There are different ways that you can use. And I was actually looking for, I don't have it right here. I was actually looking for like the Metro 2 binder that I use when I'm going through disputing, information on your credit report.
Okay. Never heard of Metro 2.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Never heard of Metro 2.
Let me see. So Tanya wants to know if the accounts are closed, do we have to pay them off first? Are they part of the law score? So what happens is, if it's an account if it's closed and paid as agreed, it shouldn't be a balance. But if it's closed and it was a collection account, what happens is when it's a collection account and it's been closed or it's been charged off or it's been gone to, sent to a collection agency, you are still responsible for paying that money. However, you are not necessarily responsible for paying it to a collection agency. Okay? So I advise my clients not to pay a collection agency.
Right.
So for instance, if you had a Sprint bill and Sprint sent it to ABC Collections, I'm not paying ABC Collections for cell phone service when they did not provide me cell phone service.
Exactly.
Okay? So what they did is they brought my debt. Say, for instance, I owe $500 to Sprint. They brought my debt for pennies on the dollar. And what happens is that Sprint was actually took it as a write-off through their insurance company. So they were, quote unquote, made whole from their business insurance company, right? So they're able to sell it off for pennies on the dollar because they've already been made whole. So they're not trying to gain a whole bunch of anything. They really just want you to pay the bill, right?
Right. So what you're saying, Chanay, is that Sprint, once they put you in once they write it off you in the credit bureau, they wash their hands.
They have washed their hands.
Right.
However, you still owe the debt. So you can still have it removed from your credit report, right?
Right.
You can still dispute it off and have it removed from your credit report. However, if you wanted to go back to Sprint, you may have to pay a smaller fee.
Right.
To go back to Sprint.
Right.
Okay? But you are not obligated to pay the collection agency unless you physically talk to them and they ask you about the debt and you say, yes, that's my debt. Yes, I had that debt. Yes, I'm going to pay that debt, or this is what happened. Once you verbally express to them and acknowledge that that is your debt to them, you then become obligated to pay ABC Collection. Even though they did not give you any type of service.
Okay.
So that's why it's important to, and I'm not saying like to avoid your debt or anything like that, but that's why it's important, like not to necessarily speak with a collection, agency or anything like that. If I owe Sprint, then I'm going to give Sprint a call and see what I can set up with Sprint. And sometimes Sprint will say, this is no longer, in our office.
Right.
We can't deal with it. We can't talk to you. We can't collect any money. My suggestion then is to dispute it off of your credit report, have it removed from your credit report, and then call ABC Collections or 123 Collections and set up a payment plan or a settlement plan or whatever with them, whereas though it's not on your credit report. Because what happens is once you pay a collection and it's on your credit report, it goes from collection to paid collection, which does not do anything to raise your score whatsoever. If you pay a collection, it does not raise your score. And the third party, the collection agency, they don't have the ability to remove it from your credit or to put in the comments paid as agreed or anything like that. The only thing they can do is say a paid collection. And so what that does, it tells the lender or potential lenders who you are looking to obtain more credit from or whatever, that, well, Chanay paid her bill, but she paid it after 4 months. She paid it after 120 days of not paying the original creditor. So my suggestion is, what I do for my clients is I dispute it off, and then if you want to contact them after it's been removed from your credit, you can do that to pay it.
Okay.
But don't pay it while it's showing on your credit report, because it's not going to help your score.
Gotcha. Wow, that's good information. We have someone here asking, should we be paying off medical bills or dispute them? Isn't it against HIPAA for a medical agency to report anything medical to your credit?
There is a way that you can dispute that off. Any collection should be disputed, and then offline you can pay that outstanding debt. So it doesn't matter if it's a medical bill or if it's a Sprint bill. If it's in collections, then you need to dispute it off first and then make the arrangements to pay it. And as far as with HIPAA, it is violations that, that they are possibly violating, laws and your rights, that they are possibly, violating through reporting certain information to a third party that you did not give them permission to do. And there are different things that you can do, even when you're in the doctor's office, filling out like your paperwork and things of that nature, whereas though your doctor wouldn't be able to forward certain information to third party, entities and things like that. So
because isn't that why we fill out HIPAA forms, to protect our to protect ourselves? That's good information, Chanay, because a lot of times people don't know. We'll look at our credit, we'll go into the free credit report or whatever, and we see what we see and we accept it, right? If our credit score is a 460 or whatever, and then if we are in collections, we will go ahead on and pay that $5,000 quickly without disputing it, without
of it thinking that it's going to raise our score. And let me tell you, the new year, that's when a lot of people do their resolutions. Oh, I'm going to get my credit fixed. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. The collection companies, the collection agencies, they know this. They know when to bombard you with settlement deals and letters. They do it around the end of the year to the beginning of the year, because that's when you do your resolution. They do it around tax time, because that's when you get a lump sum of money.
Oh, y'all check this. Take note.
They have different peak seasons. They know when to send you certain things. And so you're thinking, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and pay it, and it's going to come off my credit, and it's going to help my credit. It does not do anything for your credit whatsoever.
Really?
So they know the techniques. Just like you as an employee, your company sends you for training, for different things, for your job to elevate and things like that. They send their collection agents to different training, different tactical training. They send them to different training to learn specific techniques and specific trigger words as to how to get you to pay them the money that rightfully they didn't work for.
Right.
So they send them to specific training on how to deal with and handle combat and resolutions and things like that. They send them to training to be able to collect from you.
Wow, that is deep.
It's a big industry. It is a huge industry. So say, for instance, if they brought $1 million worth of debt, right? And let's just say they bought $1 million worth of debt for $10,000. Half of the people say, okay, I'm going to just go ahead and pay it because it's just this amount. It's just so that they stop calling me. So, half of the people pay. So they've made not 500,000 because they put out 10,000, but they made $490,000 just with phone calls.
Right. Wow, that is a serious girl. You make, oh my goodness.
Why not do it? Why not harass somebody
Of
for
course.
$490,000? And all I'm doing is sending out letters and making phone calls.
Wow. Wow. Because the damage has already been done. Right?
It's already been done. But
the damage has already been.
But it doesn't have to remain on your report.
Right.
It does.
Because you can dispute it.
You can dispute it and then talk with them offline.
So that we should not rush to try to pay this debt off if it's already in collections. Because it's the collection agency, which is not even connected to Sprint, your electric bill, your hospital bill, whatever bill it may be. They are not connected. Exactly. What they did was made a big, not even a big purchase. The dollar amount is high, but they paid little for it. And so if they're able to collect from you, they win all the way around the clock.
And it does not bring up your credit score. It would be different if it actually helped your credit score.
Right. Now I'm guilty of that. I've done that. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day. Feel like I need to pay this. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I need to get my credit up. I don't want this sitting on here to wait, you know?
Yeah. And a lot of times when you send them the letters to validate or to verify, they want to send you the original documents that you signed with Sprint or with your doctor's office. I'm sorry, that's not what I asked you. I asked you to send me documentation that says Chanay Robinson owes 123 collections, not what Chanay Robinson signed at Sprint, but what I signed with you.
Wow.
What makes me obligated to pay you? I didn't ask you to buy my debt. You chose to buy my debt.
Listen, Shalonda, seriously, that's why I say people, we have to be in tune. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things we are not in tune with. And so if you don't know, you don't know. So it's always great to educate yourself in all areas. And so, Shalonda, that is a good business, debt collection business.
They do. And seriously, a lot of us, we know that we owe Sprint. So it's like, we know that we owe Sprint, but we don't know that we have rights as a consumer. Because when it's listed on our credit report, it's like, well, I know that I owe them, that I didn't pay them. So let me just go ahead and pay them. Once you understand the rules of the game, then you understand how to win at it.
Wow. See, y'all, this is some free education. I mean, she just told me something. I wish I'd have known this a little earlier because it's something I would have saved my daggone money on, y'all. I promise you. But that's okay. Once you know, you know. It won't happen again.
That's it.
It won't happen again. So, Professional Credit Diva, tell us, how is it that you came into this business of the Credit Diva? I know, you know, some time ago you were corporate or, you know, private industry or what have you. So what is it that brought you into the credit business?
My own horrible credit score.
There it is.
I got so sick and tired of being turned down for credit, not understanding why I was being turned down for credit, why I had to put, you know, my card in this person's name or get my grandmother to co-sign for this and things like that. And so growing up, my grandmother would always, you know, sit and figure out her bills and pay her bills on time and balance her checkbook and everything. And I would say, okay, well, I got time. I don't need that. It's okay. I can fix it later. I can do this later. And being so irresponsible with my credit when I was young and not understanding how it works and kind of taking it for granted. So now, when I was in my 30s and 40s, I'm still getting turned down for stuff. And it's
Right.
like, what are you doing? So let me
Right.
these collections. Let me pay this off. Let me do this. And then I'm realizing nothing is happening. And so I was one that believed that it had to stay on my report for 7 years. It had to stay on my report for 10 years. And so when I start seeing like these, you start seeing these, credit repair companies, and then I'm like, okay, well, it has to stay on. They don't work. They just taking your money. And then in the beginning, it was like, okay, well, it costs $5,000 to have this done. It costs this amount. I can't afford that, right?
Right.
So as it became more and more popular, I was like, okay, well, let me see. So what happened is a lady that I followed that I used to do body magic with, an MLM company I used to do body magic with, she was, posting credit reports and credit scores and how she helped her clients do this and so forth and so on, this, that, the other, and whatever. And I was like, I'm gonna reach out to her. So I followed her probably for about 6 or 7 months. And then a girlfriend of mine, my best friend, she had signed up with a local credit repair company here in the Baltimore area, and she was getting results. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna set an appointment with them, and I'm gonna work with her too. I'm gonna see which one will work better, not really understanding it. So I signed with both of them.
Right.
And with the company here, the local company here, I started, seeing my score shoot up and receiving like these pre-approved letters in the mail and so forth and so on. So I was like, okay, sis, you can't tell me nothing, right? So I'm going into my dashboard, I'm checking to see what was removed and things like that. I'm not really understanding or knowing what they're doing, what's going on behind the scenes, because they're doing everything. I'm just seeing the results. And then with the MLM company that I signed up under my former body magic person, I'm seeing the letters come in. And so I'm seeing, the letters come in, and I was responsible for sending them out, right? And so I'm like reading, and I was like, well, it's the same letters every month. I could do this, but let me, and so as I start seeing my score improve and I'm starting to get approved for different credit cards and things like that, on Facebook, I see so many other groups. So I'm like starting to Google it and like, join this group and join that group and so forth and so on. So the groups that I was joining, I didn't realize it, but these were actually credit repair owners. So I'm in the group and I'm just like listening and so forth and so on. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. That's just a regular person. And they own their own credit repair business, because I honestly did not know that the average person could start their own credit repair company.
Come on.
As I'm asking questions and I'm reading through, I was like, okay, so then I start Googling some of the names and the terms that they are sharing. And I found a company that's it's a software company for people that wanted to start their own credit repair business. So it was a 30-day trial. So I was like, okay. I stopped with the local company here. I was still with the MLM company. And I said, I'm going to sign up with them for the 30-day trial just to see what it is and everything else, because I've always been searching for something. So I used to do insurance. I used to do this. I used to do that. I always had a side hustle because working a 9 to 5 just wasn't going to get it,
Okay.
I'm so used to having paycheck to paycheck to the point where as though now it's like you really work paycheck to Monday. Like your paycheck just doesn't last like it used to, right?
Right.
And I was like, okay, so I signed up myself, my dad to, be my guinea pigs, right? So I was like, I'm gonna see. So my father was like, yeah, well, whatever. I signed us up and I did everything, and I customized it and still taking tidbits and information from like the different groups or whatever. So as I start to see his credit score go up and like kind of get into like the different letters that they offer, the templates, and how you can change it to fit, you know, your narrative and things like that, but it's different laws that are being quoted in these letters to help us, right? Because in the letters from the MLM, they didn't use or quote any of the laws, the consumer laws or anything. It was just basically, this is not mine. This account is not mine. Remove it. This account is not mine. Remove it. So as I'm learning and like printing out stuff and I see my dad's score go up and up, and then I'm pulling his reports and I'm seeing, you know, fraudulent activities, I'm disputing it because I'm going through the letters and the portal and everything. And I'm like, okay, sis, you can do this. And once I got my dad, I took his score, and it probably took me about 9 months, but I got my dad's score from like, I want to say like a 564 to a 794. My dad had never had excellent credit. And once I saw that, and he did nothing, like I did all of the work, and I was like, well, if I can get clients and they do what they're supposed to do and let me do what I'm supposed to do, I can do this, and I can bring peace to households, because households, a lot of times it's a strain in a household, it's a strain in a marriage, it's a strain on a person. It's financial, because we figure out how to get here or how to do this or to pay that bill or whatever. And I was like, if I'm able to alleviate some of the stress by helping this person with their financial debt, or, you know, they're not being able to get approved for credit, or if an emergency hits, but they don't have credit, you know, to help them or whatever, and they don't have the cash, they got to take from this bill to pay this and things like that. If I'm able to help them, then I've done my part. And so once I got my dad to a 794 and I signed him up for his first credit card, he didn't even know. I signed him up for Navy Federal, and I signed him up for his first credit card. He didn't even know he was approved for $11,000. Never had he been able, you know, to reap the. And I was like, well, sis, you could do this. And so I started advertising, I started charging folks and everything, and it was still a learning process from me. I was able to talk to my clients, their goals and dreams became my goals and dreams, and like offer, you know, different things, and still learning in the different groups and everything. And and I used to work for T. Rowe Price, a financial company, and I was like, I loved it. It was like, you know, 4 stop signs from my home, and I was at work. But for a while, I was like, well, listen, T. Rowe Price is interfering with what I could do for my clients. Yeah, I can get free money from them, and I can do, you know, print the stuff out in color and so forth and so on. But is it really worth it? It wasn't worth it to me. And I was like, you know, Chanay, why work somewhere where there's a glass ceiling where you can work for yourself, where the sky's the limit?
Bye-bye. Girl, you talking to somebody tonight.
And that was it. I left them almost 3 years ago, and I remember about 4 years, 5 years, and I loved it. Like, it was a wonderful place to work. I really, really loved it. But one thing that I remember is that, you know, your boss is never going to pay you enough to live where they live. It's people in this industry that are really,
girl, you are freaking me out,
and I love it. I love it. And if I'm able to educate folks, if I'm able to help folks, if I'm able to alleviate that little bit of stress or what have you, because, you know, your financial ends aren't meeting, or you don't know how to get approved for a home loan, to refinance, to lower your bills, to refinance your car, or, you know, get you to that point of 750 or higher with excellent credit wins, though you don't even have to show proof of funds.
Come on, professional credit diva. See, right there within 2 minutes, I was watching the time. You see the comments going, right? You spoke volume.
I love it, because we've been taught that cash is king. Cash is king, but credit is power. Money talks, but credit card holds a conversation. Credit can take you so many places that cash can't even get you in the door of.
Bye-bye. I'm
With
trying
credit,
to tell you.
with
This
credit,
is why
you
we
can
see,
take your own terms.
right. And this is why we see other cultures that protect their credit. They, they really do. And we be trying to figure out, how are they doing this? What are they doing? Because they're not going to tell us. But hey, y'all, these people protect their credit.
Let me tell you, this is what one bank manager
Can I say this, Chanay, real quick?
Mm-hmm.
One thing about our culture, and I love my people,
that's it.
but we won't invest in ourselves. We want the mansion. We want the best health. We want good mental health. We want to run that business. Some may want credit that understand how important it is.
Mm-hmm.
We want all of this stuff, but we will not invest in ourselves.
Yeah.
So that's why I do what I do, to bring awareness to our people, to our community, because it's so important. Listen, it's so important.
We have to get out of that negative mindset that everybody is trying to get over, or and I look at it like this: how can I expect my clients to pay me when I don't want to pay somebody else?
Come on.
And you need to master your mindset.
Deep. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah. Say that again. The part about
having people to pay you. How can I honestly expect my clients to pay me when I'm not willing to pay somebody else?
Okay.
It's reciprocity. It really is. It's a circle of life.
It's a circle. Yeah, it's a system. We need to understand that.
You have to. You have to. The only way that you're going to reap the harvest is if you sow. So when you sow into someone else's, their business, their ministry, or what have you, then it comes back to you tenfold. And you have to honestly know that and believe that and receive that. And it's not necessarily going to come back the way that it was sent out.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Listen, because I'm a giver. I believe in giving, whatever, however, whatever. I don't like to talk about what I give and how I do it. But I know I have my children behind me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so just how I treat others, I would want somebody out in the universe, in the world, to do the same thing for my children.
Exactly.
God forbid, if I'm not around or whatever, somebody is looking out for my babies, one way or another.
And that's it. And that's it. And that's it. And we need now, so many of us are aware, and because our parents could only teach us what they knew. Right?
Exactly.
And what they understood and what they had experienced. But now so many of us know so much more than what our parents did. So it's our job to teach the generations that come after us. Right?
Right.
So,
right.
And they might go kicking and screaming. What one bank manager did, she's a bank manager down in Atlanta, Georgia. And so when her daughter was about 14, 15 years old, she put her on, like her car loan and like a credit card, right? And when her daughter turned 18, her mom said, come on, go with me. And she was like, okay, well, where are we going? She graduated from high school. She was like, well, where are we going? She took her to a swanky high-rise apartment there in downtown Atlanta. And she said, fill out an application. And she was like, well, why? She said, fill out an application. And she was like, well, are you putting me out? Like, oh my goodness, like I don't have a job. Fill out an application. Her daughter filled out the application, turned it in. Didn't have employment, didn't have anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
The lady came back about 15 minutes later and said, when do you want to move in? She was like, when do I want to move in? She said, yes, you have been approved. Where do you want to move in? She said, miss, I don't have a job. I just graduated high school. Sweetie, what you have is an 820 credit score.
Come on. Come on.
So it's our responsibility to do right by our children. So my son, who is 14, he has his savings account. He has his checking account through Capital One. He's on my credit cards as an authorized user. Now, he doesn't have the credit cards, but at 14, he is building his credit history. He has a relationship with Capital One so that when he's 18 to 21 to 24, he already has the history. Our credit history makes up, and our payment history makes up 35% of our credit score. That's 192 and a half points.
Listen, listen, girl, you said something powerful. Then we're going to go back. We're going to come back to y'all's questions. Oh my God, time. I hate going over time. It's 7:51. So listen, girl, did y'all hear what she just said? Now, to be honest, how many of y'all have your children as the authorized users?
But only on a card or only on an account that you have never defaulted on, that you are never late on, that is not above the limit. Because what happens is the history for that card, even if you're doing good with it now, but you've done bad with it in the past, that history now becomes their history.
It follows them, right?
So what you may want to do is start a new card if you're able to, even if it's a secured card, right?
Yeah,
and put them on that new card and build from there.
Right. And that's what I have for my daughter as the authorized. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, she don't have my card.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I use them as authorized just in case, you know, little woo, 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 whatever. Yeah. But it has helped. It's helping, right? Yeah. And so y'all, if you don't have it, if you're not exercising that good thing, then you need to. Okay. That's another golden nugget that some folks don't know. And if you didn't know, it's okay. You know now. And don't keep it to yourself. Share it with somebody that could use that information. And listen, let me get, because Shalonda been putting her, hold on. Shantae said, do you also work with the younger generation, teaching them how important the credit is? Yes, she do. Yeah. And I believe the professional credit Diva has something already in the works for the youngsters. She has a workshop that's coming up. I'm not sure. Have you already put a date on that, or you're still working on that workshop?
So for my mindset mastery, I've already put a date on it. It's actually September the 19th. However, I am in the process of starting a youth credit camp that is going to be held in the summer. And right now it's going to be a live event, but I am going to take it virtual as well to help the kids, because I don't want return clients. I want new clients. I want referrals. And if I can reach the children before they actually need my services, then that's a win-win for everyone.
Yes. See, Shantae said she didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
As soon as they have a social security number, honestly, they can be an authorized user.
Yes, that's powerful. And so you all will, you know, like I said, be sure to follow Chanay Robinson. Go ahead on and request friendship with her and everything, and turn on your notification when she go live. You know, because she has an event that's coming up soon in September. But is it September?
September the 19th. Yeah.
Right. So Chanay will be going live, you know, just talking about any and everything about the credit business, about her event that's coming up. And what I like about her, the event that she has coming up, she has put out there that she's actually looking for volunteers at this time. So be sure to go over and follow her and check out the volunteer list and get yourself on that list, baby, because guess what? It's always good to be in the room, y'all. Understand, I myself, Chanay, a whole group of us, before COVID hit, that's what we did. We stayed in the rooms because you just never know who you might meet, who you gonna rub up against, who will be your next sponsor, who will be your next client, who will that you just never know. That person might be the avenue to you becoming a millionaire. You just never know. You always, if you have the opportunity and or the chance, get in the room. Don't be stingy to yourself, because if the tickets, you find that the tickets might be, I done paid for tickets $4.99, almost $500 to be in a room. Okay. And so you got to know what to do when you get in the room. You have to be prepared. And so listen, write a note and say, these are the things or the questions I need to ask. And, these are the answers I plan to walk away, with. You know what I'm saying? You have to be strategic. Okay. But I say all that to say, any events now that everything is opening up from COVID, some people are about getting out, being around people, some not. But if you have the opportunity, if you're open, these events that are coming up, you guys, empowerment events, go to them. You never know who you might walk, who you might meet. Go rub elbows. I'm telling you, man, especially if you're in business, even if you're not even in business. Listen, I started going to them empowerments. I wasn't even in, I always have hustled something out of my trunk, always. But I wasn't in full force business. I wasn't running no coaching business, no successful coaching business, right? And so I just started going. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. God told me I needed to start doing X, Y, and Z. And that's what I started doing. And so it opened up doors for me till I'm on my 5th annual. I created my own platform. And although I created my own platform, that does not mean that I slight the other people that are giving events. I'm still there to support. I'm still there because I never know who I might meet. I just never know. So I know I like to be in the room. Sometimes I like to go just to sit back and say, hey, how you doing, girl? Them some bad shoes right there, because they coming up in there like Diva. They coming up in there. Okay. That's right. You hear me? Because see, and I used to sit back and say, wow, you know what it is? It's because these people, these women, and some men have been through the trenches of their journey, trying to get to where they were trying to go. And so they're there to celebrate. Majority of the time they there to celebrate. I did this. And then when you look around and see other men and women that look like you, it's like, what? I know for me, it makes me feel good to see. You know what I'm saying? It's powerful. It be power in the room, man. It be power.
Definitely changed.
Yes. So let's get some of these questions, because I know Shalonda had been putting something out there. Yes, this works. I put my daughter on the American Express card, and she left. Okay, with an 800. See, it works. I'm trying to tell you, it works. And I know. Let me go back up. Oh, Shay said that she will volunteer. Hi, Shay, baby. Be sure to go. Oh, well, y'all know each other, right? Shay. Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Well, Shay.
But we gonna get to know each other, Shay.
Y'all know each other now. Hey, Shay, I'm volunteering. I'll see you there, girl. Whatever. Okay. I know Shalonda had a few questions, and
Shalonda wanted to know. I think it was Shalonda that wanted to know after you disputed a collection off, if you wanted to, reach out to the collection agencies. Honestly, it's your choice. It all depends. Now, what I'm gonna say is that, like, when you go and apply for a mortgage company, they can pull stuff from your credit from back when you was in the womb. Like, they have the power to go deep, deep, deep. So some things that you have removed from your credit can still show up when you do a mortgage, right? And they may say you need to pay this, you need to pay that, things like that, because they do an intensive search. And they use different algorithms to pull up your credit, right? So it's your discretion. It all depends. Some things they may say you don't need to worry about. Some things they may say that, you need to. Also, like if you have student loans, there have been instances where student loans can be removed. However, just because it's not on your credit report does not mean it doesn't erase it from you, right? It doesn't erase the debt. So when you go and apply for a mortgage through the federal government, if it's not on your credit report, the student loans may still come up in that search. Okay, so it's different things you need to take into consideration. Do you feel it's best to handwrite the dispute letters? If you're doing it for yourself and nobody else, it's your choice. What they use is the eOscar system. And so there have been instances where folks say it's easier, it's better to handwrite something because you want to get eyes on the a physical eye on your letter. However, even if you get a physical eye, that does not necessarily mean that it's going to be disputed or it's going to be removed or anything like that. That's why the letters that I send, I use the Metro 2 system that they have in place. And it's kind of like the language that I use in my letters, it talks to their system.
Okay. Gotcha. Sounds good. Mm-hmm. And not to get off the topic, but I'm gonna have to bring you back next month because I need you to come back next month because we spoke more on the personal. I need information on the business. So I need you back.
I'm gonna leave you just with this. It's so much easier to get business credit than it is personal.
Okay. Y'all hear that?
Give you money.
Oh, but now listen, my people on here that's on here, they know how I do. I'm like Mama Hen. So do y'all understand? So a lot of my people my tribe people that's on here, I'm going to bring it up in the group about whether or not what's going on with the business credit, because sometimes we in business, we think we rocking and rolling in business. And don't Bitmore have a business account? We not separating our money. We don't no none of that. We just selling a product.
Or we're using our social security number on a business application.
And there you go. Right. And I was getting ready to say the acronym of what we, but that's why we're going to save that for the next go around. I will book you to come back because that's deep and that is good information, that business credit. We're not in tune with that yet, like we should be. And that's important for our culture as we continue to grow, because we can make the money.
Yes, indeed.
We can make the money. We can do it. We do it. Yep. Okay. And so let's do it right.
Utilize OPM, other people's money.
And there you go. Holla. That's what I'm talking about.
No. You know, what was it? Naughty by Nature said OPP. I'm going with OPM. I want OPM.
That's what's up. Cassandra says sign her up. like I said, you all be sure to go right on over there um to Chanay's page, Chanay Robinson.
Yeah, and
Be sure to
I'll put the sign up links in and you want me to put it in your Fearlessly Me group?
please.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I forgot all about that, and that was something I was going to tell you to do. Okay, because Lily David, hello Lily,
Hi,
and
Lily.
Shalana said, can you pin her contact information? Chanay, you might be able to pin your information now without doing it in our private, Do
And now,
you see the comment box?
yep.
Okay.
Let
So
me see.
Chanay is going to put her information right there for you all. Be sure to go and follow her. I appreciate we went totally listen. I said we were going to do 30 minutes today, baby. We are at 8:06 p.m. But it was no way I could stop when it get good. Hey, it's no need because that's the purpose of bringing us on, right? To
That's
educate
it.
our people so that we can get a whole nother couple of levels ahead, right? And so, hey, especially when it don't cost you nothing. You know
That's
what I'm
it.
saying? All they have to do is tune in and get these jewels that's being dropped. Okay, that's what the Runway for Entrepreneurs is all about. Hey, Lynette, how you doing, baby? Lynette said, can we get her information? She's getting ready. I think she's pinning her information now, love. And Paulette, thank you all so much for joining and staying online with us throughout the end. This was awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Paulette. We love you guys so much. And yes, she did. She dropped some jewels. And I want to go back to the part where did y'all catch how she slid in there, how she went from corporate, not working for a marketing company, but her own business. She's not working for anybody else. She created her own business. So for those of you that are on here and or have friends, kids, whoever that that's baking, that can sing, who that can make jewelry, stitch, sew, whatever it is that they're doing, you guys, I promise you, listen, don't sit back on your dreams, your hopes, and your ideas. I always say, and I heard it from somebody else, she says when she leave this earth, she would not leave this earth full. She will be empty. And I was like, huh? So basically, give it out while you here. Don't hold on to that creativity that you have. Somebody is waiting on that. Somebody wants to purchase from you. Somebody wants to buy your product. Somebody wants to use your services, right? And so, so many times we sit on our dreams and our ideas and the thoughts. We keep it all up here, and say, and or a lot of us have written it down on paper. The Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. And we've done that, but we haven't done anything with it. Yeah, we've written the vision quite a few times, over and over and over again. We keep writing, but guess what? It's sitting dormant and it's not growing. It's not doing anything. God keep on tapping at the door saying, listen, this is what I have for you. I need you to understand. I need you to step out on faith. Take this and run with it, right? And so, hey, Shabbat. And so, and we continuously, and I can only speak from experience, you guys. This is not something that comes out of a book. I went to the bookstore and I saw the title and I said, oh, this is for me. No, I'm talking to you guys authentically, and it's coming deep down from the root, right? Because I have experienced it.
That's it.
I truly have. And so, and when you wait, what I realize is that time waits on nobody. Time waits on nobody. Time while we sitting hemming and hawing, time is moving and it's gone.
That's
right?
It.
And I'm not saying that it's never too late. Okay, it's never too late. But what I'm saying to you is, if you feeling stuck, if you feeling like fear has paralyzed you, to the point maybe you don't know how to move, or maybe you know how to move and you scared to move. This is when you need to really make that way of connecting with someone that can hold you accountable. And that's when a mentor, a coach, or somebody that an accountability partner, right? Okay, that you need to invest in to help you get to where it is that you're trying to go. Okay, and so that's why I'm here as a business consultant and a life coach certified. That's why Chanay is here as the professional credit diva, right? It's not just we're here, it's to help get you to where it is you're trying to go.
That's it.
Right? Okay. So I want to say this. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself. If you have to pay out an extra couple dollars you didn't intend on paying, guess what? You're going to cut that. For 3 weeks, you won't have coffee purchased outside. You can't go to Starbucks. You might have to have coffee in the house. That expensive lunch that you're used to buying. Okay, I know how it is because I'm that way. I get like that. Certain things I just like. But when I know I got to come out my pocket, and it's that time, right? Because, I have mentors and coaches too. I have virtual mentors. Sometimes you have mentors, they don't even know they're your mentors.
That's it.
And mentors and my coaches that I pay.
That's
and,
it.
and I try my best to stay connected. You have to stay connected. Let me say this. Some people think they can do all this by themselves. You a lie, and I hate to say the word lie, but you cannot do it by yourself. You really can't. You need a team. You need a coach. You need that consultant. You need that person there that you can bounce your ideas off of. Hey, is this what you think about this? That's what I do.
Yeah.
I have a coach, and every now and then you have Chanay.
That's it. Because
we can't do this alone.
That's it. And you never want to stop learning. Never, ever, ever. You always want to be a student. You always want to learn from someone who has learned from someone else. You never want to be the person that knows it all. You never want to be the smartest person in the room, right?
Exactly.
And the best coaches have coaches. Okay. So
exactly.
The best coaches have coaches.
Exactly. Yeah. Seriously, my background is human services. I come from the crisis unit, working with people in crisis, working in the shelters, working, substance abuse and all of that. That's my true core, my background, right? And so saving people from crisis and, therapy. I've taken, some psychology classes and all of that. Guess what? I always used to call myself a therapist, but from a youngster, and it is what it is, but a therapist need a therapist. So, every now and then I have to check in. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Because you have to release. And so that's investing in myself. That's called investing in yourself, right? And so don't be afraid sometimes we got to shift. You just got to ship your coins, right? Just like I told y'all, Chanay's event is coming up. And if this is your first time, if you've never been to a women's empowerment, you might have to ship your coins a little bit and make sure you can get yourself a ticket and show up and see how things operate. Because maybe 3 years from now, you might be the one on the stage hosting your own event, right? That's how it works. because your brain start ticking. Like Chanay said, when she saw these people doing the credit bureau, she was like, hold up,
I
sis.
can do this.
Okay. You hear what I say to you. So I'm not going to go any further, you guys. I know we've been going on and on and on, but I just love this type of stuff. And I forget all about the time. I be peeping over, but then I'm like, okay. So that's where we're at. I truly, truly appreciate you all. If you have any more questions, anything you want to reach out to Chanay about, she has posted her information out there.
Yeah,
And
put it in the chat. If you can't see it, it says private chat, but I put it. I'm gonna go and put it in the Fearlessly Me group as well, so that you guys can have it. And I'll post the links for the volunteer and also for my event for you guys. I would definitely love to have you guys there, to see you guys, in person, not just virtually. And like I said, I'll send the information so that you can also schedule a complimentary consultation with me. So if you have anything specific that you want to discuss, as far as like what's going on with your credit report, I would be more than happy then, to share with you guys and to give you guys a little bit more in depth about your situation personally.
Exactly. Thank you, Chanay. And also for those of you that are looking to start your business, and or if you're already in business and you're feeling a little stuck and you have some ideas, you may just want to talk some things out to see, hey, look me up. For those of you that are in my group, you all already have the information, but I am www.tinahunter.me, and I will be putting out some new stuff for you all. Maybe that'll just get you going, get the mind going into moving into that entrepreneurship area, right? Because I know a lot of you all that are on here tonight have a lot of great ideas, and probably one or two of you guys are ready to start your business like today, right? Yeah. And so we're going to come up out that fear. We're going to rock and roll with that and get you to the next level. Okay. So Chanay, thank you for hanging in there with me. I know you were not expecting.
Let me tell you, for some reason, when I start talking about credit, I can go on and on and on. Right. I never thought that I would, but yes. I love it. I love it. And let me just give you guys my website. It's theprofessionalcreditdiva.com. You can sign up for my newsletter. You can sign up to be a part of the community on that website, where as though I'm dropping information constantly, keeping you guys engaged and letting you know what's going on in this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful world of credit.
I love it. I love it. So we look forward to hearing from you all. Do not hesitate. Okay. This is the day that I know that you should be stepping out on what? Faith. Do it. Do it. Like I said, time don't wait on nobody. Time don't wait on nobody. So, mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you all. You all know that the Runway for Entrepreneurs run once a month. If you guys feel as though you would like to have us come on a little bit more frequent, send some comments, DM me, or Tina Hunter on Facebook. Okay, let me know. Give me some feedback. What do you want? You want me to bring more people on? Let me know. More entrepreneurs. What is it that you're looking for? Okay. So I appreciate you all. Thank you for hanging in there with us. And until next time, be great. All right.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night.